Good.
Hello, good morning once again. Welcome to week 2 of our DISS for quarter 1. So, this is Mrs. Lori A. Develos, your DISS teacher. During the first week, we discussed all about the 8 disciplines in social sciences. I hope that you still remember those 8 disciplines. Now, for this week, we're about to discuss the basic concepts of principles of the major social science theories. So, analyze the basic concept and principles of the major social science theories. So, that is the most essential learning competency. Then, ascertain manifest and latent functions of sociocultural phenomena as well as social dysfunctions based on structural functionalism. Analyze social inequalities in terms of class conflict based on Marxism. Interpret personal and social experiences using relevant theoretical approaches in the social sciences and evaluate the strengths and weaknesses of each approach. So those are the milk and then the objectives for our week 2. Let's have your learning task 1. The title is Me, Myself, and I. Try yourself to begin with as the subject. Can you complete the Johari's window? A diagram is provided for you. Fill out all the quadrants with the qualities or experiences that you have if you can. So you have here the Johari's window. There are 4 column or quadrants. You are going to fill it up. So, sa unang quadrant nakalagay dyan, open. Ibig sabihin, known by both you and others. So, ano ba yung isusulat dyan? Your qualities na alam mo at ng kaibigan mo maybe or ng ibang tao. Then, we have the blind spot. Unknown to you but known by others. Hindi mo alam na may quality ka palang ganon, pero alam ng ibang tao. Hidden. Known to you, not by others. Alam mo, pero hindi alam ng iba. Then the last one is unknown. Unknown by both you and others. So hindi mo alam at hindi rin alam ng iba na meron ka palang quality or qualities or experiences na ganyan. So, uulitin ko, ang isusulat nyo sa bawat quadrant ay ang qualities na meron kayo. So, first theory tayo, structural functionalism. It is one of the approaches categorized under positivist social science. In the approach, social balance and equilibrium are created when all parts of society are operating well. On our previous discussion, we do mention that our society is made up of different institutions. So ito ay binubuo ng iba't ibang institusyon, kasama na dyan ang pamilya. So para daw mag-operate ng maayos, dapat each one should perform their role. Structural functionalism is a dominant approach in the social sciences that sees society as a complex system whose parts work together to promote solidarity and stability. So that is the main reason kung bakit we as a member of society should perform our role. For the key concept, among the important concepts in structural functionalism are social structure, social function, social dysfunction, manifest function, and latent function. One important concept in structural functionalism is the social structure. So sino-sino, ano-ano ang bumubuo sa isang sosyedad. Our lives are governed by social structures. In families, the community, even political institutions. Several customs give structure to our daily lives, such as government, education, media, social hierarchy, church, and sports club. So, sa araw-araw daw ng buhay natin, no, ito ang bumubuo. Education, government, media, social hierarchy, the church, and of course, the sports club. Social functions refer to results or effects for the operation of the society in general. The family can be treated as having essential functions for society such as providing sexual, reproductive, economic, and educational needs for its members. So ang ating sosyedad ay binubuo ng bawat pamilya. Ang pamilya, no, ay merong papel na kailangang gampanan. Manifest and latent functions. Robert Merton, an American sociologist, emphasized the importance of manifest and latent functions in structural functionalism for a better understanding of society. According to him, manifest functions are those that are intentional or known, referring to functions which people suppose and anticipate being fulfilled by the institutions. Meanwhile, latent functions are the unexpected effects of institutions. So, merong nakikita at hindi nakikitang epekto. For example, huwag na tayong magpakalayo pa. When this pandemic happened in our country, the Department of Social Welfare and Development ay nagpaabot ng ayuda sa mga taong bayan. No? So, one example siya ng manifest and latent functions. Why? Kasi aminin natin at hindi, merong pamilya na nakakuha at merong hindi. Pamilya na kung saan karapat dapat sanang makakuha pero hindi sila nakakuha. Another example, yung 4Ps. No? So, merong mga 4Ps members na talagang akma para sila ay maging miyembro pero meron namang hindi. Social dysfunction. Dysfunctions may also be manifest or latent and can have a negative effect on society. Manifest dysfunctions are expected disruptions of social life. So sabi nga nila, kung anong klaseng pamilya meron ang isang sosyedad, yun ay makikita sa sosyedad na yon. So, halimbawa kapag ang pamilya ay laging magulo, no, paglabas nila sa komunidad kung saan sila napapabilang, expect natin na ang komunidad na yon ay magulo rin. So, nakikita siya, disruptions of social life daw. So, another example ay yung drugs. No? Ito talaga ay malaking kasiraan sa buhay ng tao. So, kapag maraming addict sa isang lugar, ano ba ang maaari nating asahan? Strength and criticisms of structural functionalism. One of the strengths of structural functionalism is the existence of general agreement of the values and norms of the society by the majority. So sa ayaw at sa gusto natin, since we are included in a society, we have to follow the general values and norms. Sa ayaw at sa gusto natin, kailangan nating sumunod sa mga batas na ipinatutupad ng ating pamahalaan. Okay, next theory, Marxism. Marxism refers to the political and economic theories of Karl Marx and Friedrich Engels. In this theory, the concept of class struggle plays an important role in abolishing class oppression. Marx believed that consciousness is shaped by the material and economic environment. Hence, history is a product of material circumstances. So, you will notice, sa structural functionalism, ang binigyang diin ng proponent doon ay ang society in general. Samantalang dito sa Marxism ay yung kapag sinabi kasi nating class struggle, yun bang mayaman sa mahirap? No? Over time, there emerge different types of Marxism. Classical Marxism, Orthodox Communism, and Neo-Marxism or the Modern Marxism. So ano nga bang ibig sabihin ng Classical Marxism? Refers to a philosophy of history that explains why socialism is meant to take the place of capitalism. Dati kasi sa ating bansa or sa buong mundo, kung sino lang ang may pera, no? Sila lang ang may karapatang magnegosyo. Orthodox Communism emerged during the 20th century. It was characterized by the Russian Revolution led by Vladimir Lenin in 1917, which became the Communist Party in 1918. So, komunismo. Modern Marxism or Neo-Marxism is an updated or revised form of Marxism was developed which rejects determinism and emphasizes the importance of economics and the privileged status of the proletariat. Neo-Marxist rejected the idea that class struggle is the beginning and the end of class analysis. Historical materialism is an important concept in Marxism. Marx emphasized that material conditions shape consciousness and history. So sa Araling Panlipunan, pinag-aralan natin dati, if you still remember, yung mga aliping sa gigilid, di ba? Na kapag ikaw ay isang kapitalismo ka lang. At meron kang matatawag na mga alipin. So, eto ay isang example ng Marxism. So, nakikita yung antas ng bawat pamilya sa lipunan kung ikaw ba ay mahirap or mayaman. But nowadays, nagagamit pa rin ba ito? Maybe in some circumstances, no? Yung tinatawag natin mga Borgis or yung mga napasama sa elite family, 'di ba? Ang laking kaibahan nun kumpara sa mahihirap. Katulad ko, mahirap. So, 'yon. Ang laki ng kaibahan. Although, lahat naman ngayon ay binibigyan na ng pagkakataong makapamuhay ng maayos, but still, no, iba pa rin kapag ikaw ay mahirap sa mayaman. Next, symbolic interactionism. Symbolic interactionism refers to a key framework of sociological theory which depends on the symbolic meaning developed by people in the process of interaction. Through the lens of symbolic interactionism, society is examined by concentrating on the subjective meanings that people impose on things, incidents, and actions. Historical context of symbolic interactionism was a reaction to behaviorism of psychological theories. Dominant at the time, it was first formulated in the 1920s and 1930s. Its origin can be traced back to American sociologists George Mead and Herbert Blumer. In this approach, humans are differentiated from animals who merely react to their environment because humans have the ability to disrupt process of stimulus response. So dito sa symbolic interactionism, napahiwalay o naihiwalay na nila ang kaibahan ng tao sa hayop. Key concept in symbolic interactionism, one of the concepts that is important in this approach is that of symbols, which refers to the means by which people extensively, creatively communicate. Symbols are culturally derived social objects having shared meanings that are created and maintained in social interaction. Kahit pa sa ngayon, ginagamit pa rin natin ang symbols to communicate. So, ibig sabihin, hindi lang pala ngayon ito ginagamit, kundi maging nung unang panahon through the symbolic interactionism. So, those are the three theories or the social theories na meron tayo before pa or noong unang panahon pa at kung saan naging pattern para ganito ang maging kalakaran natin sa ating sosyedad kung saan tayo nakatira. In addition to that, society is also another important concept in symbolic interactionism. It distinguishes between the infrahuman or the human-animal and human life. Oo nga naman, ang layo naman ng buhay natin kaysa sa buhay ng mga hayop. Then, the self is another important concept in symbolic interactionism. It refers to the conscious, contemplative personality of the individual. We are the one giving and using the symbols. Another important concept is the mind or the mental aspect of individuals which materialize. From human communication, the mind becomes evident when significant symbols are being used in communication. It becomes apparent whenever the individual is interacting with himself or herself using significant symbols. So tayo kasi ang gumagamit ng symbols, whatever we have in our mind, ginagamit natin ng symbols just to communicate. So those are the different theories for social science. For your learning task 2, my function, after thoroughly reading the text, you are now ready to answer the preceding task. Answer letter A to C only on page 37 in your module. So, go over your module, hanapin ang page 37, hanapin ang activity letter A to C, at yun lamang po ang sasagutan. Write your answer in your yellow pad paper. And most importantly, again, don't forget to answer the tagubilin and reflection that will be given to you together with this video. Kasi mas importante po yun. Pakisagutan ng tama, nandun ang rubrics for you to be guided. And then, once you are done answering, submit it to the GC. Don't forget to write week 2. So that's all for our week 2 and the ISS. Congratulations everyone!